back to the discussion between the Harvard educated student with the 2.0 and the SUNY educated student with the 4.0. How do you determine whether the technical skills of the 2.0 student versus the 4.0 student are better? Because I know that maybe one might have more access to certain resources, whereas the other may be working at a part-time job to pay off school.
So what I'm hearing is you're asking, okay, the Harvard educated had more opportunities, maybe has some relevant experience noted that perhaps the UB student didn't have the opportunity to get out and do. They might have been working at a local supermarket, support, loans and payments and so forth, rather than, getting some opportunities in finance that the Harvard educated connected student had been. I'm not so much in all our managers at Sodexo. Obviously there's minimum criteria when a candidate walks through the door that must be met. 4-year degree. Depending on if the job has relevant experience requirements, those all have to be screened and noted before that candidate walks through the door. But once they're in the interview, there are technical questions that are asked. In an accounting type interview, we'll often ask them, we'll describe a situation and that has occurred, and ask the candidate to explain how they would post that to the general ledger. And it's a couple scenarios that truly enables us to tell, at least from a perspective, their technical knowledge. We also assess IT skills. We will list off, Excel, Word, Access, PowerPoint, even third-party vendor systems. And ask them to rate themselves, whether they're a beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then explain to us some of the things they have done in those softwares, and potentially like projects or work experiences that they use that in. Do they use it every day? Do they have they used it in school only? A lot of our emerging talent, we'll mention PowerPoint, and of course they've used PowerPoint in a school environment, which is sufficient for any of our needs. But the other Excel, have they used VLOOKUP and pivot tables and Word? Have they are they able to put in tables and so forth? And that kind of differentiates the skill levels between our candidates as they explain and are able to demonstrate, as well as all our questions are geared towards, whether they're able to achieve solutions, their customer service skills, they're asked specific examples and to explain work experience and how they are enabled, like a customer service experience, how they enable exemplary customer service. Perhaps we even ask them to describe their worst customer service experience and how they handled and came out of it. Just trying to pull out from the candidate experiences, how they handled it, whether they understood the experiences, what they took away from it. We often ask them after they've described a work scenario, if they were successfully, if they had multiple tasks to get done in a short period of time, how did they accomplish it? Are they able to, get them all done? Did they organize themselves? Did they have to ask for help? And then, at the end of the day, did they get it done? Were they successful? And then we'll close with, and what did you learn from that? What did you take away from that? Did you have any learnings? And see where they go with that. So, just because somebody looks good on paper, our questions are geared in such a way that they can demonstrate their knowledge and experience and their overall professionalism and aptitude in them.